Welcome to another episode of Problematic the Podcast. Who I got in the building with me?
Quasi.
Quasi. What inspired that name, Quasi?
So Quasi, actually got that from a movie I was watching. This was probably around COVID time. So 2020 was Hunchback of Notre Dame. So the
You
main
just started
character.
watching it?
No. 4 years ago.
Okay. I
Yeah.
mean, you just seen it then?
Hmm?
You just seen Hunchback then?
Yeah.
Was it the
So
Disney one or like the regular one?
Disney one,
Okay.
not the regular one now. Yeah. So the main character is Quasimodo, and I just kind of connected with that character, and I just took the name. Originally, I was gonna do Quasimodo, but there's a rapper named Quasimodo.
For real?
Yeah.
It's nice?
He does a lot of stuff with Madlib. So
Okay.
I couldn't really just take the name. Then I shortened it to Quasi, but it had one eye originally. And there's a band with just one eye for Quasi. So I was like, fuck it, I'll just put two eyes on it, and then kind of stuck ever since. So,
Nice.
yeah.
How has it been running with that?
It's been
Do
going.
people immediately like, oh, Quasimodo, I get it, or do they ask you? Like maybe his name's Quasi. He's black, it sounds African.
Probably the African shit. Yeah, they don't. Because I'll explain it to them afterwards. They're like, oh, where'd you get the name from? And stuff like that. And then it's like, all right, but probably that.
That's why I had to. That's why I had this because I know your real name. I know it's not Quasi, so I was
Nah,
like, okay, well,
yeah, nah. Yeah, now you think about it, it makes sense. I'm dark as hell. So, like, the whole African thing, I can play off it a little bit. So, yeah.
I see you also rapping in a group, Card Monte.
Three Card Monte.
How's it
So
rapping in a group and still being like your solo self?
yeah, no, that's a great question. So being in a group is hard because we have a lot of different like people, different energies in that collective, and also we have different schedules. So one person shout out to Crux. So there's two people in there with me. The Earth's Crux, and we also have Robin Fresco in there as well. Shout out to both those guys. So we all have different schedules. We all have different responsibilities. So like as a group, we actually have to be very intentional about how we're gonna get together, and get music stuff done.
Right.
And also we're friends, so it's like we're trying to find time to also just hang out and stuff. But as an individual, it's like it's all on me, like it's on my time, and it makes it a lot easier for me to just kind of do what I need to do. I'm kind of like more free range, but when I'm in a group, I have to be mindful of everybody around me. So
That is different. So how do you guys balance being friends and like a rap group? You like, all right, this time when we can get up, we'll do some rapping, and this time when we get up, we'll do some friend shit. Like,
man, I wish I could give you a straight answer with that, because it's like we like to get together as friends because we don't see each other for like a long period of time. But then it's like, fuck, we got a group, like we got to
right.
actually do music shit, and we're still like in the process of trying to get that figured out now because we haven't had a single drop since the beginning of this year, and it's what we're almost approaching November now, so it's just been kind of on the back burner. But it's like trying to just figure that out. We're still trying to get it worked out, honestly. So
I figure.
yeah.
What makes Card Monte stand out from any other rap group around here?
That's a great question. So I think what makes the Card Monte a great group and then a unique group in the city is our styles. So we all each have our own individual styles and how we approach music. So Robin Fresco, he's kind of more slower, more serious tone, kind of more in the singing vibe. You think more like Post Malone, kind of Mac Miller vibes.
Okay.
The Earth Crux is like I always say this. He's like a hip hop purist, like very lyrical, grungy voice, and then
His name sounds like he might be leaning towards that.
exactly. See, and he's very on brand with that too. Like, because his name like Crux means like the crux, the most important part of something.
Yeah.
So definitely fits in with him. And then for me, I kind of do a little bit of everything, more lyrical, but I would say lyrical, but like to have fun, energy, more kind of on the popish side of rap, I would say too.
Okay.
But we all come together and we find this middle point where we have our lyrics are strong. We talk about real life stuff. We're not really trying to get into the street shit. We're not really, we have a different lane that we take, and it kind of sets us apart because of what we talk about. So,
All right. What are some key themes and messages you guys try to convey through your music, or even just you?
I mean, as a group, I'm not talking about the group. I mean, the main message is like I think just being different, not being okay with where you're at as a person, being vulnerable, being authentic. I think we're a very authentic group, and that kind of goes into what I put out as an individual artist as well. Like I'm a very authentic, very honest person in my music, and I think that's why people like my music is because what I rap about is just like something that everyone can kind of relate to. Like me being single, me trying to work hard towards a dream, having people in my family not really understand where I'm coming from and stuff like that. My religious aspects, like just trying to believe in God and going through that journey. Like there's a lot of different things that I talk about. But that's a huge thing in my music. Is just the message is being authentic, being yourself, and accepting that, and not trying to be something else. So
How was that transition from being like a full Christian rapper to now,
yeah, yeah, that's
you're
a
more like a life rapper?
yeah. I call it conscious rap at this point. I'm kind of more of a conscious rapper at this point, but
Conscious of self, you know what I mean?
yeah. It's just different because like I was just different back then. So I got more into my faith with God when I was 18, but I was like super like, when you're 18, you're still a kid. You're still very impressionable at that age.
Hmm.
Now I'm 28, and it's just like I've kind of evolved as time has gone on a little bit. I've kind of taken a step away from going to church and just trying to figure out life on my own. I definitely want to get back to church. That's definitely the plan for me. But I think it's just more being more raw, being more just authentic to understand like okay, I don't have all the answers figured out. Not being afraid to talk about certain things I used to not talk about. Talking
Right.
about drugs, talking about women, sometimes talking just about like just no rapper can fuck with me, stuff like that. You know what I
What's the
mean? And
first track
just
you cursed on?
that's a great ass question. Oh man, that's a great question. You got me sweating right now. Damn. All right. So I think it was definitely during COVID time. It was what was it called? Once again. So if y'all want to check that out, once again, the first track I actually cursed, but it wasn't even on the verses. I think I said nigga one time on that, and then afterwards I had like an outro,
That's
and I'm
expletive.
just yeah, it's expletive. And then I was like, man, these motherfuckers don't even know. I was just at the end of the track on that track, and kind of after that, it's kind of just it is what it is. I got my words, I got my vocabulary, so
I
yeah.
feel you. What's your most memorable performance or show so far?
Oh my god, that's a crazy one. Most memorable.
These guys be doing some shows.
You know
So
what? No, we've been doing some shows in town. I would say it was definitely the one at the end of this past year. So in December, we had a big performance. So it was 90s World, Friends Collective, my group, and like a bunch of other artists. I think there was like 30 people performing. We made like a big concert out of it. And I went on, and it actually wasn't like this was like such a great highlight for me. It was actually like a learning point for me. So I went out there and my breath control was terrible. I was out of breath. I was trying to get hyped. The crowd was not connecting with me at all.
oh damn.
I was fucking up my lyrics, and I was like, "Yo, this is bad." And then there was an interview after the fact, and I'm in a bad mindset, but I'm still
Right, you're like, I
trying
just
to.
bombed out there. I gotta go answer questions.
Bro, I was out of it, but it was a teaching point for me, even in retrospect, because it's like, okay, even when you're feeling bad, you still need to like, you can't like let your feelings dictate how you carry yourself, especially as an artist, as a professional. I want to still be able to carry myself well when PR starts coming up in the future and stuff like that. So like,
Right.
definitely memorable just because of like the lessons I learned after the fact. If that makes sense.
I dig it. Walk us through your creative process when you're creating.
Creating what?
Track? Solo track.
All
Not
right,
even a
man.
group track, just a solo track.
Word. Because I do like other stuff too creatively. I like do photography and stuff like that.
I've been seeing you on your content game too.
There's a little bit, yeah. But no, I mean when it comes to making music, so fun fact, I have never written a song in one day. I'm not bullshitting you. I've never written one track in one full day.
It
It
takes you a
always,
while?
huh?
Takes you a while?
It takes me a while, bro. It takes me like it'll take me days, it'll take me weeks, taking me months sometimes. I don't know what it is. I'll do it. I can even like I can finish a whole verse, and then it's like, and then I won't have a hook, and it's like, all right, scrap it for like 2 weeks, and then come back to it. So for me, it's like I'll listen to the beat though. I'll just play it back a few times, and then I'll just kind of hum a little bit and just kind of like do like a little gibberish thing,
Mm-hmm.
and then eventually words start coming up, and I start writing it. I don't write it down. I put it on my phone.
Yeah.
I think most people do it now like that. And then whatever comes out comes out. Usually it stops. It stops at the verse. It don't even get to a point. It don't even get to a full verse. Sometimes I won't even. I might even just get to half of a verse, and then it's done. So it's like,
You think that comes with like trying to be a perfectionist or
yeah, I think
make the
so.
track perfect?
Yeah. I
Okay.
overthink a lot of shit. I'm a big overthinker.
That too, overthinking.
And especially with lyrics, especially with music, because like I'm like, yo, whatever I put out into the world, I want it to be like my best go at it,
Right.
and not be half-assed in it or feel like, oh, I could have like really doubled down on like lyrics. I'm a big lyricist, like that's my biggest thing that I have going for me right now,
Right.
So
I feel that. That's a big part of hip hop, man. Don't be letting the lyrics slide because
At all.
people still listen to them.
Yeah, man.
So how do you stay motivated during like these creative slumps?
Damn, that's a good ass question. Stay motivated. It's just like, man, look, I can't stay like this. I'm broke as hell. I cannot stay broke. My mom cannot stay broke. Like, it's time to get after it. Like, every day I want to be able to like take just the fact that I'm, not where I want to be at and be like, yo, you have someplace that you're trying to go. So it's like I keep that in my mind and I'm always just trying to push the lyrics out of me. I'm always trying to just get inspiration. I think that's the biggest thing too. Like how I stay motivated is by being around motivation, being around things that inspire me. It could be the content that I take in. So I make content, but I also do consume content as well.
Right.
A lot of that's like motivational stuff from other like successful rappers. That helps me out a lot. My friends, seeing how they move, it really inspires me. Um, so yeah, that usually gets me on the ball, keeps me rolling.
Nice. What challenges have you faced in this industry? Either working this is for both sides, working as a group and working solo.
Shit. I think probably getting in the industry. I think it's probably the hardest part. Like I'm not even in the industry, if that makes sense. Like I'm like on the outsides looking at. It's like I'm not sure this is like a good analogy, but it's like I'm not sure you watch WWE, like
Hmm.
like wrestling. Like there's actual like amateur wrestlers who are doing all the shit that WWE guys are doing. Like they're
Or
getting in the
less.
mat or
I
less
mean, or more.
or
I think
or,
I
or
think a
more.
lot of
Yeah,
amateur wrestlers they probably do a lot more. Those guys are playing with barbed wire and fireworks and all kinds of things for real. The people on TV are like TV stuntmen. Those
yeah.
guys are that come to your local arena. So they're fucking themselves
They're
up.
doing this shit. No, they're going hard. But it's like for me, it's like those guys. They're looking at WWE. It's like, why the fuck am I not there? If I'm doing all this work, and that's how I feel right now. It's like I'm doing all this work, but it's like it's not about what you know. It's about who you know. And like I'm not really there with like, oh, I know somebody who knows somebody who's in A&R. You know what I mean? I don't know somebody who knows somebody who's a part of Columbia's executive team. You know what I mean? Like
Okay.
so I think for me right now with the industry is just trying to break in and make a name for myself. You know what I mean? Like the traction's huge. Like be like for me now I'm understanding like that and that's kind of why right now I'm not really focused on doing like shows right now. I'm trying to focus on just like content, being on the internet, social media, because once you have that goes a long way. Having that influence goes a very long way. So once I'm able to have that, people are gonna start seeing me. They're gonna be like, "Oh shit, this motherfucker you got 95,000 followers, you got 100,000 followers." That's when people start paying attention to me. That's where I start getting connections. I get invited to things, and then from there, I'll make the right connections. This guy kind of sees it, so yeah.
I
But yeah,
dig.
just trying to get into the industry right now, man. Trying to break in.
I dig it, man. It's hard to get your foot in the door.
Shit,
So
super hard.
how does the group dynamic in Three Card Monte affect the music making process? Because you said you guys are three different types of rappers.
Yeah.
So when you sit down and try to make one type of track,
Hmm. Damn.
how does that work? Like
Damn,
what do you talk about? What's the conversation when you're trying to get level?
that's a good ass question. I mean, a lot of our conversations happen in the group chat. So either it'll be me or Crux will be sending beats in the group chat, and we'll be like, we'll all unanimously say, "Oh, we fuck with this beat. Oh, that's dope." And then we'll just start getting the writing, and then after that, we'll send in our what was it? What's it called? What the fuck is it called? Um, reference tracks. Like we'll send a
Okay.
demo basically of our verses, and we'll send to each other in the group chat, and then we'll try to figure out when we can get into the studio together to record it, and then kind of go from there. Did I answer the question? I don't think I did. I answer that?
Kind of never getting there.
Well, say the question again. My bad, bro. He was like,
This is how does the group dynamic in
what?
Three Card Monte affect the music making process?
Okay, how does it affect the music maker? Um, it affects it. Just by like it affects like us because of our schedules. You know what I mean? Like our schedules. Also because of our different styles, like we might not have the same ear
Okay.
sometimes. So
For
we'll
sure.
there'll be times when we'll have a beat and we're like, oh, like I'll say this is fire, and then Robert Fresco's like, or he won't really respond to it, or like Robert Fresco will have a beat, he'll put it in, and then Crux is like, he ain't really
Okay.
vibe. You can tell, like when somebody likes something. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's very obvious. That's with anything. If you motherfuckers know when somebody likes something, when someone if it's liking somebody, if it's liking food, people will let you know when they don't like that shit. So it's very easy to tell when they do like that shit. So
Right.
little pro tip. But yeah, so it's just that whole thing of just trying to figure out where our landing spot's at. Then yeah.
What role does your personal life play or experiences play in shaping your music?
Man, everything, bro. Everything.
I think because you've always been that kind of rapper. At first it was faith based, now it's life based.
It's life based, man. Even now, even though it's not like 100% Christian, it's still faith based because like
Yeah.
everything is faith. Like I'm on the faith of like this shit better work. Like, I don't know if this is gonna work at all, but I'm like I know it's gonna work. I know I'm gonna make it, but I don't know if you know what I'm saying. Like I'm saying, yo, this is gonna be me. I'm gonna be out here in the Bay Area, 2027, and I'm here 2024 in Reading, Pennsylvania. Like this is just you go off on a limb, but fucking fire trucks. Oh man, I'm sorry. All right, running back. What was the question? Oh, my personal life. How it affects my music. Everything has everything to do with that. Like my personal life, is my music in a way. Like if I don't have those experiences, what do I draw from musically? See, I'm not the type of person. Like I'm not trying to impress nobody. Like I know what it looks like. I'm from the hood, right? I don't act like it. I don't dress like it, and that's kind of the point. Like I never touched a gun in my life. I never saw no drugs. Taking some drugs, but I get into that, right? But I've never tried to even want to aspire to talk about that part of my that side of life. You know what I mean? As a black man, like I've always been true to being authentic, and I really wish that a lot more younger black youth saw. And that's my inspiration in doing the music that I do is that they can understand that it's okay to be an individual. Like, and obviously, listen, shout out to anybody who that's in that life or they're trying to get out of that life. Um, if that's real, that's real. But that's not the end all be all for everybody in the black community. So yeah, but it's everything, man. My personal life is more than just what paying my bills. Like obviously, it's about my life. Just
Right.
being broke, feeling like I'm not black enough, feeling like I'm too white for people, feeling like I might scare off some white people. You know what I mean? Having issues with my family. I haven't talked to some of my cousins in a long time. I'm talking about that. I'm talking about my mom and her situation with her sickness. There's a lot of different shit. Like everyone has a story at the end of the day. You know what I mean? Not everybody can talk about the cool shit. Sorry, like and not
Right.
everyone can say, "Oh, I slang rocks. I went to jail for this amount of time.
That's
My
not
homie got
always cool
shot."
shit. That shit gets a little repetitive,
It gets
from
repetitive, but also it's inauthentic if it's not coming from a real place. You know what I'm
right.
saying? Like
For sure.
there's a lot of, and we don't know about it, but there's a lot of motherfuckers who faking. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like you went to a private school. You know what I'm saying? Like you have both your parents in your life. Like what are you doing? You know what I'm saying? But to the homies that really the OGs who are in that shit, all right, respect to you, and
I think
especially
after a
music's good
while, like
respect.
that
Yeah,
kind of music got too cool.
way too cool.
So people started trying to emulate things that they're not. And the way that they do it is through music because that's the type of music they listen to. That's what they like.
Yeah, no,
So
of
they want to
course.
push that type of music out there, even though they're not that type of person. So
Because even if you don't you haven't lived that life. I mean, you could be adjacent to it. Like, what's his name? Big Sean. I fuck with Big Sean heavy, like bro, because he's cool, but he doesn't talk about stuff that he hasn't done. But it's still cool though. You know what I'm saying?
right.
Tyler the Creator, somebody who's not
And you recognize that
necessarily.
those people are from the struggle. They're not private school raised people. They're
Exactly. No, they still broke as hell like everybody else, and they talk about that. But it's not like, oh, I was broke and I also did crime. Like, no, they're not talking about that side of it. They're talking about their experience as a black man, and also being black. There's a spectrum to it too. Like, you know what I mean? There are black folks in the suburbs. There's black people who I don't know. They went to school with white kids like I did. Like, you can't put this is what being black means. Like, there's a whole umbrella of blackness. You know what I'm saying? So
right.
yeah.
You got any upcoming projects or releases you're excited about?
Yeah, man, I got music. I got hella music. So I just dropped a song on Friday called Late 20s. Um, that's out now. Check it out. Also, I'm gonna be no one really knows. Nobody really cares. I have a song. I have a project that's gonna be coming out next year in February. So be prepared for that. And also 2025, Card Monte, my group. We're gonna be getting into some stuff, so keep an eye out for that. And yeah, just lots of music, lots of more content too. I'm actually gonna be after this. I'm gonna be going out to shoot a content video for my new song that just dropped.
Nice.
And yeah, like every day, I'm gonna be feeding y'all every single fucking day. So
As you should. It's one of them steps, man.
yep, for sure.
What do you hope the fans take away from your music? Both as Quasi and Card Monte.
Man, love yourself. That's the main thing I wanted people to take from it is that love who you are, respect who you are, embrace you being different. So I've been in this city pretty much all my life, and I still get, where are you from? Are you from here? And like up until like recently, I took that like as like a stab at me because I'm not cool enough, I ain't hood enough. But it's like no, that's kind of low key a compliment because you're supposed to be different. Why would you want to be a clone of somebody else? So that's always been my thing is like being an individual. Um, I've always been kind of like a loner. That's why I picked the name Quasi and Quasimodo. But breaking out of that and connecting with other people because of who you are and because you're different. So yeah.
That's dope, bro. Well, I really appreciate you for coming by, man. Tell the people where they can find you at before we get out of here.
Hey, okay. So it's Quasi mode. So spelling this shit.
I'm gonna throw it up on the screen.
He gonna throw that up on the screen, man. Go follow that shit. I am on everywhere. I am on IG, TikTok, Twitter. I need to tweet more. X. It's on X now. I shouldn't be doing that shit. I don't know what the fuck it is. But like, I'm everywhere. And the cool thing about my content then on different platforms is that the shit is never the same. It's always different. So Instagram shit is not going to be the TikTok shit. The TikTok shit is not going to be the Instagram shit. But like I said, I'm always going to be beating you. Be beating you. Content, music, love, 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 love. Love yourself, motherfucker. Yep, but that's pretty much it. Yeah.
Dope.